I don't know why I feel the need to lower this to tell the story, but I didn't find a need to do that while giving the announcements. That says something. I don't know what. So for about 8 years, I worked at Hershey Park. Comrade. So I worked at Hershey Park, and I started as a white tag, which was the lowest level you could be, and mealwormed my way up to being an area supervisor, which, you know, at the time I was in charge of 12 restaurants, and I was in charge of something like 250 pubescent to prepubescent, hormone-driven, angry youth, which was interesting. It taught me a lot about how much I dislike people. So in the course of my day, I would visit all of these stands. I would try to make sure that nobody was trying to have sex with each other or trying to fight each other or both. I would make sure that food was served at the correct temperature. I would make sure that safety precautions were followed. And for as much as I, you know, kind of make fun of Hershey Park, we were really actually very good at those elements of the job. However, a lot of times we'd hire kids who were not very good at that element of the job. And one kid in particular, I'm going to call him Chris. I don't really remember his name. He found it so enjoyable to throw ice cubes into a deep fryer. Now, I don't know how many of you have worked in food service, but it's essentially like recreating Mount Vesuvius. Like, it is 100 times dangerous. All of the oil will immediately shoot out of the fryer, depending on how much ice you put in. It's very frightening. But this kid loved doing it, because he's an idiot. And so I'm walking into a stand. It was Craft Barn Kitchen, point in fact. And I'm walking into the stand, and I see him dropping, I don't know, like 10 by 10 ice cubes right into the fryer. And right next to him is a young woman. Now, I'm not the swiftest man. I don't know if you can tell from my body shape. But I realized that this oil was going to hit her. And it's, you know, 450-degree oil. It can do significant damage. I've seen it do significant damage. It's not funny at all, however this is. So I see the oil start coming up, and I see it hit her shirt. And, you know, Hershey Park, any kind of food service place, the shirts aren't great. They're, you know, like Rylon or whatever. It basically would melt if you look at it for too long. So, so she gets hit with this, and in my, like, Superman speed of analytical thinking, I pull up her shirt. And as I want to say I got to about her armpits when I realized a few things. One, I also got her bra. Two, we were directly in front of the serving line, so there's about 300 or 400 people, adults, who are witnessing this. Three, she's 16 and I'm 22. And four, I'm a short man. So I do the only natural thing you can do. I continue to disrobe her because of the oil, and I pull her into me so that she isn't exposed to like 400 people. Because how embarrassing would that be? So I'm there. And I say to her, are you okay? And she says, yes? And I said, are you burning? Are you burning anywhere? She says, no. And I said, okay. And we kind of like, there's a walk-in freezer off the side, so I kind of like the most awkward tango a 22-year-old could do with a half-naked 16-year-old over to this freezer, and I open the door and I push her in. And I shut it. And I yell through the door, stay there, I will find you a shirt, and I'm going to call, you know, the emergency services just in case. So this green tag walks out, who's like middle, pimply-faced kid, and I'm like, you have to get a shirt. And that's all I say to him. He hasn't seen any of the interaction. I just say, you need a shirt. And he looks at his shirt because he assumes that something's wrong. And I say, no, you idiot. There's a half-naked girl in the freezer. You need to get her a shirt. And to his credit, he didn't question that. He just accepted it. So he runs off to get a shirt. EMT gets down there. I look at the girl's shirt. It's totally fine. I don't know what happened, but the oil wasn't up to temp. It was like lukewarm. So the EMTs come there to this naked girl from the waist up in the freezer that I have done this to. I'm trying to explain that she was on fire. It's clear that she wasn't. And because she's underage, we have to file a report that goes to her parents. So the next day, her father comes in. And he's a big, she takes after him in the height department. And he says, I want to talk to the guy who, did this. And my boss, being an intelligent man, gave me up like that. Threw me right under the bus. And so I meet this man, and he says, you're the one who took the shirt off my daughter? And I said, yeah. And he says, you're the one who took the bra off as well? And I said, that wasn't part of that just happened, sir. That just was a matter of course. And he shook my hand, and he said, I really appreciate your quick thinking. It takes a lot of, foresight to try to do the right thing. Don't ever touch her again. No problem. I transferred her out of my department, and that was the end of it. So that's your first story. Congratulations.